Oh, just a drink of confidence from Melissa.
But by the way, I did put ice in it because I knew it would drive you bananas. So it's iced
Oh,
coffee
bananas.
with no ice.
Thank you. You see how you guys are. Eventually, if the passive aggressiveness works, you just got to keep, just hold on to it.
Soft passive aggressiveness.
Yeah. I feel like shame is a good teacher. Like,
Yeah.
at least growing up, I feel like shame and disappointment taught me so many lessons.
Melissa and Peterman. Melissa and...
You know, I wrote a movie and I was in it, and I didn't know the lines that I wrote, so I can't even imagine the line if someone else writes them. Go ahead, Peter. Tell us about
How many?
your structure.
Tell them what is the average amount of pages of dialogue is shot every day on a soap opera?
I hope I'm right on this answer, because I know at Days of Our Lives we shoot an episode and a half, and they're hour-long episodes,
in a day.
right? In a day. So an hour-long script is usually between like 60 to 80 pages, right? And so it's over 100 pages of dialogue. And imagine these scripts, because they're all on a set. You know, this is another multicam, for example, like a sitcom. I'm sorry. Yes, it's another multicam, like a sitcom. And you're working on what looks like a stage, right?
And just to give the audience a tiny bit of perspective, we have 5 days to put together. 5 days to put together about 45 pages that we're going to put up in front of an audience. So think about that. We have 5 days and maybe 45, maybe around that average pages of dialogue or of script, and in 5 days. And you have 1 day and over 100 pages.
Yeah, it's wild how much they cover. And there's so little action. It's almost all conversation. You know, there's no side bits. There's no real I think I had a fighting scene once. I think there was a birth scene once, but that's in 50 episodes. Otherwise, it really is just constant words. And so I've gotten very good.
There's no Bit King in.
They don't want it, but I bring it. I still bring it. I love me a bit, no matter if it's inappropriate for the genre or not. But you know what? Sometimes I'll throw them in there and I'll wait for a note. And if I don't get it, that means that, I'm going to keep it in there.
Okay. So let's go back though. So you're cast
let's do
into
timeline.
the show.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So
because I know it sounds ridiculous to go to that level, but the granular level, but I love it. I'd like to hear how that goes.
Sure. So for instance, in this case with Days of Our Lives, I was cast as Dimitri. At first, all I knew was I was cast as Agent Graham. And then it wasn't until the 5th episode that I found out that I was a secret Alamanian spy with a thick Eastern European accent who was sent there to take over the world. I didn't know any of this. And they really don't tell us what's happening because in most cases, they're not 100% sure how this story is unfolding. Because imagine, this is a show that's been on for 60 years. Wow. And they're constantly writing rising action. There is never any conclusion because that would be the end of the show. So they're just writing, if it's, A is beginning, B is middle, C is end, it's only B. It's constantly B. So the balls are constantly being juggled, and they often do not know quite what the outcome is going to be. So and I bring that up just to kind of illustrate there isn't much to really talk about with the writers, or because they don't know what our characters are quite yet either. They haven't fleshed them out yet themselves.
They're evolving daily,
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And that was a hard pill to swallow because in most cases, if you get a play, you know exactly what happens. You know, actually, you have all the information you possibly could have.
Doing your backstory,
and the rest you made up. Yeah. In this case, it really is a bit of a collaboration with the words that you're given, and then whatever you bring to the table yourself. And so let's say I get all of the scripts for the following week by the Thursday the previous week. Follow me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So let's say I've got 5 episodes or 4 episodes. I'll have that all by Thursday, but I'm still working the previous week on the episodes that I have that week.
Yeah.
So I usually spend the weekend or as much time as I can during the week while I'm still performing and shooting, learning loosely what the idea of the episode is, and then I fine tune everything over the weekend. So yeah, it's been a lot of time memorizing lines, but I love it. I actually love it. I just got cast in a play, and I'm very excited about this. It's going to be in August in Los Angeles. And...
I'm out of town. Oh, sorry.
Oh, bummer.
You didn't. I forgot to wait for the day. Sorry. Say it again.
I'll send it to you. I'll send you
okay.
An invite. Yeah, don't you worry. No, don't you worry. But I'm very excited about like getting to memorize an entire plays. I don't know why that gets me so excited, but I love
I would love to
fully
do a
off
play.
book before I even start, so that I can like be out of the page, meaning that you're not like looking at your lines, but you're like connecting with your fellow actor.
How long
right?
is your rehearsal period
Anyway.
for that? How long do you get to? Sorry, how long do you get to rehearse for the play? Okay,
I think it's like 2.5 weeks.
that's pretty good for a play.
Which is actually
that's about right.
so much more than I'm used to, you know, way more than what we're used to. Melissa and I, we both work in these mediums that move very quickly. I think sitcom, soap opera, and then the movie of the weeks that we do, like the Christmas movies, they all move very, very fast.
But by the way, those are whole other schedules. Like Young Sheldon is a single camera, is a completely different thing, which we can talk another time. But I could be in one episode, but maybe I only work one day or maybe 2, you know? Yeah.
So I get to set, I have everything prepared. Let's say the scheduling is pretty cool because they'll have, I'm usually working with one other actor or 2 other actors in one episode. And so they block shoot all of the scenes with that actor. In block shooting is that they shoot everything that we have together at the same time, regardless of where chronologically it lands in the episode. And I should say that we also don't necessarily always go chronologically as far as episodes. Sometimes we flip around depending on what, like you were talking about earlier, what sets are available, what sets are built by this time. So you kind of have to keep track of where is my character emotionally, because I'm in the future by 4 days and all of this has already happened, but I don't even know what this is quite yet because we haven't done it. And so, you know, it's a mind fuck, but it's very fun. So we get to set and I usually meet up with my scene partner in hair and makeup, and we might run through our lines just to get it, you know, out loud in our mouths. Because this is often the first time I've ever said it with another human being. Because I usually learn my lines by recording the other person's lines on my voice memo on my phone and leaving a little space for my lines, just so that I have them down.
Interesting. So you do someone else, you pre-record their lines and then you say them to yourself back.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's how I learned them. And so if you ever got my phone and looked in my voice memo, it would just be hundreds and hundreds of memos being like, you said
you are my sister.
You are my sister. Yes. But you said you loved me. Beep, 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 beep. I can't believe you. Beep, beep. Don't you walk out that door. Beep, beep, beep. Anyway. So then we get called down for dry block at 8:45 after hair and makeup. And this is when the director literally, because unlike what you experience on the sitcom where you kind of organically get to decide where you want to go, what makes sense within the space, they already have to have their camera moves set. They need to know, because there's just not enough time. And so they come and say, Peter, you're going to do this. You're going to enter the room. You're going to come all the way down to the cutter, which is usually on sitcoms, it's usually a television. Like on Friends, the cutter is the piece of furniture that separates the world that you see on TV from the audience. Right?
It's the fourth
In our
wall.
case, it's It's the fourth wall. So on Friends, it was the TV in front of the purple couch, right? And in Roseanne, it's also the TV. It's often a TV, right? Because most sitcoms take place in living rooms.
Yeah, and they somehow they made the TV with the back to the audience so that you can sit and watch that way. So that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So that
yes.
part, yeah.
Yeah, but on soaps, it's usually a credenza in front of a giant window. So I do a lot of thinking, thinking up there, you know. Or if there's someone behind me,
That's like
I'll
30
be
Rock.
like looking out.
30 Rock. Remember when Jack would have to look out in the rain, like the 30 Rock, the
Yes.
staring window? Yeah.
The staring window. So we have a staring window and a credenza that separates us.
On Baby Daddy, we call the fire escape the crier escape, because that's where
crier escape.
That's where the emotional scenes were often, and you could look out.
Yeah. Because in acting, you know, in life, when you're thinking and you're crying, you're usually looking down. But you know, there's no camera down here.
You
You gotta
here.
give yourself something. You gotta look up out that window. Cry. Anyway, so we get our dry blocking, and it's very fast. It is just, you know, you get in there, they go, okay, go from here. Maybe you do your first line in the monologue, and then you go to your last line because there's just not enough time. And then after that, I hang around on set with my buddy that I'm in the scene with, and we then rehearse it on our own very quietly because we're all sharing a set with all of the different sets, and they've moved on and they're starting to work their scenes. And then once we feel like we have it down, we have a little bit of a break, and then it is off to the races. They've got the 3 cameras up. They've got the microphones. We don't get mic'd on soap operas. They have 2 boom operators that are following us above us. And
We don't get mic'd on ours either.
Oh, you don't?
No,
Do we get mic'd on Baby Daddy?
No, we get mic'd on. I got mic'd on Young Sheldon. You're mic'd. You get your mic because it's single cam.
On single cam or any Hallmark movies.
Yeah, you're mic'd.
Yeah, you're always mic'd so that you really can freely move around the space. But then you know what I've heard is that they'll still boom you. They'll still have the pole with the microphone above you, and that your body mics are really just backups. That the sound is always better on a boom mic.
I've often been told I'm the girl that doesn't need to be mic'd. They're like, let's not mic her. She's so loud.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I wear the one that's right down here. I wear that one when I go on stage. That goes.
Oh, nice.
Here.
And I hope that it's black. So it really
just right. It's like
just shows
they
you who's
know
boss.
that if I'm going to sing, they're going to be able to pick it up.
I'm often micing what I like to call, I believe it was coined on Baby Daddy. No, it was called Boob Canyon. Wasn't it? Boob Canyon.
Yes.
Did we get something on Boob Canyon for the Bit Queen thing?
But if you are going to insert like some stuff in this one, I will tell you this, as Peter's talking about the soap opera, I never would understand if anyone would ever like think like soap opera actors, like it wasn't real. Like they are far and above, like they have to be the best actors in town, because it's like, the amount of dialogue that they are doing and the speed at which they're doing it, they are phenomenal memorizers, professionals, and actors, and so good. And so on Baby Daddy, we did a crossover where Derek and I, oh my gosh, why am I going to blank on? We did an episode.
Was it General Hospital?
Was it General Hospital? And it was.
I think it was General Hospital. Yeah.
We had, because they're 2 of their actors, and I'm there, and now I'm going to blank, and they are such like iconic like soap actors that came into an episode of Baby Daddy, and then we went and did an episode of General Hospital, and Derek and I were like, oh, this will be fun. And I have never sweated. I've done theater, I've done Shakespeare, I've done all of that. Soap opera, the amount of, I was like, this can't be all of, and then I saw all of the dialogue that they were expecting us to get done in like one take, like it was incredible. And I was never more stressed or worried and anxious than doing that, because it was so much work. And then the other actors, watching them do it so effortlessly, like it was a challenge. And so I was mortified. Like it was a lot. It's a lot. They're like, it's like Broadway.
Thank you for saying that. It really is
the truth.
It makes me feel so alive, because you know it feels like you're doing an SNL sketch, right? Where you've got one time to do it, and like There you go. That was your opportunity to make that shine or
I
make it
thought we were
sink.
camera
And that's
blocking,
it.
and
And we're
they were like
moving.
moving on,
Yeah.
and I'm like, wait, that's what we shot. I thought this was blocking, and they were like, no,
Yeah.
you're done. Yeah.
And while you're also so let's say, okay, so you come back up, you do one rehearsal where everyone now is like, it's go time, and then you tape it, and you tape it one time after that. And so while you're performing, you're also aware of, and this is something that I have a hard time with still because I'm a narcissist, but that like you like, no matter how intensely you're involved in this scene, if they can't see your eyes, they're not gonna have see your performance. And so sometimes you literally are angled fully, like,
Not looking at the
counterclockwise.
person you're
Not looking
having
at the
to
person.
see.
You might be looking at their ear. You might be, but you have to be super aware of the technicalities of making sure that that camera, who's doing their very best because they want to make you shine, they're always on your side. But if they can't see you, they can't see you. So you have to be constantly aware of where the camera is, constantly aware of where the lighting is, and then still somehow hopefully connect with your scene partner and tell a story from A to B. And that's the most exciting thing, is I know when I'm doing when
When you feel
when
like
I'm
you've
shooting,
done good
is that
work.
when I feel like I'm done good work, but also that like everyone that surrounds me is supporting you in the best way they possibly can with the time constraints that we are all under, which is a great feeling, that everyone wants to pick up exactly what that whisper that you said is right before you left. But man, everything seems to be working against us. So it's this weird pressure cooker, but it makes you feel so good when it works because you know that the odds are not in your favor.
How
Compared to
tight are
any
they
other medium.
about every single word being correct because that you're doing so much? Or are
They
they not? Are they allow a little bit where, okay, that you said a the and an and, or a couple of the things that maybe weren't quite in
our
there?
writers are wonderful at what they do. And I think they're also very flexible and lenient about taking some liberties, which I am very grateful for, because I certainly like to add a little ad lib a bit here and
The Bit
there.
King.
And so far I haven't gotten into too much trouble for it. When I start adding minutes onto an already hour-long show, I'm sure I'll get like a note. I'm pretty close to that.
A note or a
they're very
spin-off.
relaxed. Or a spinoff. But no, they're very cool about that. They write really wonderful dialogue that's really specific. And imagine that they're writing for 40 different, very different characters, right? And they have to give each one a very unique voice with a very unique way of speaking. And so I love the way that they write me. I don't really fuck with it too much, but
I feel like
allow for some
I feel like
collaboration.
soap actors could go do a Broadway show in like a minute. I mean, I just think that that what you learn and the skills that you have to be able to do in a soap opera are so, like, the level of an actor you have to be. So when you see a scene on a soap opera and and you're like so like moved by it or like loving it, like just think about what you did, like what they accomplished. It's beyond amazing, I think, because, and I think, and you can speak to it because you've done them more than I have, but I think the speed at which they've been made and has probably in the last 2 decades has tripled. Like, don't you feel like they? I mean, it's always been a hard thing because they're making a new show and they're every day, but like now
and
I think
feel like
it's
Days
faster,
probably
faster,
is
faster,
the
faster.
fastest pace. Truly, yes. And I think one big difference, and I'm so grateful to I feel like I've finally, after all these years of doing this, I have this kind of confidence, is that I can now just jump headfirst into the dark. On films where you're like, I'm going to put a toe in. All right, let's do it like another take. And by like take 6,
like
there it is.
You
Take
haven't made
7.
a choice yet.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Where now I can make an insane choice and confidently say like, fuck it, here we go.
That, by the way,
And
that's such a
jump
great thing to
head
have,
first.
because that's such a great thing to bring into auditions, because I think sometimes as actors we edit ourselves. Like I think about when you're improvising and like your instinct to jump into that scene and say something, and then you ignored it, and then you've lost it. Now you've missed the bit, you missed the moment. And to be able to, like, for a lot of times in auditions, like, well, what do they want? What do they want? Like, you know what? Maybe they don't know what they want. You better make a decision and make a bold choice. And sometimes, just to remind yourself, like, just make a choice. They'd rather have a choice. Maybe it's the wrong one, but you made a choice. Like, I decided that this woman is walking in and she is balls to the wall and is going to be this. And maybe they're like, you know what? We thought she was more, she's more coy, and like, take a note, but come in with a choice. So that's a great thing to be reminded of daily.
Because chances are, if 10 people auditioned, 9 of them are going to do it right. They're going to do it right. But like one of them is going to do something that's surprising, or that they didn't think of before, or that was just wildly bold and wrong. And that's the one I think that is going to make an impact, is interesting to watch, and will likely get, if not this job, asked back for another one. Now we've gone into an audition workshop. I don't know
which
how.
Which is a whole other thing.
Okay,
one more thing
though
what a great skill to bring from being on soaps, to go like, you know what? I don't have time. I don't have the luxury to like get all in my head and think about what choice to make. I just got to make a choice. So to have that skill in an audition is like a great one.
Yeah.
I mean,
and if you're going to get 6 takes on something, to be able to be like, I got a
have
new
6
fresh
choices.
thing. Have 6 choices. Yeah.
I'm
Give
gonna
them
write
something
that
to play
down.
with.
I'm gonna write that
Makes
down.
sense.
That's a good one. That's good. Oh, I don't have a pen.
One last question about memorization, Peter, because I'm curious about this. When you are thinking about these lines, what's in your head? Are you thinking of the words? Are you imagining the words? Are you imagining a feeling? Are you trying to imagine what you would say in that? I know you have the script, but like to memorize that many lines, you can't just look at it and go, oh, I got it. You have to be thinking of something. So what's your process to be able to do that?
So with soaps, because it moves so fast, I usually use
rhythm
and cadence. I usually set it. So when I'm memorizing it, I know how it's going to sound on the day. And that helps me get into this pattern. This isn't ideal for all acting. But
no, I just wonder how you do it, how specifically.
You can't do that. I know that Melissa should not do this. I wouldn't do it on a sitcom. Like, for instance, right now, I'm learning this Pinter play where I cannot change around the thes and the ands. And when it has, a pause, I need to take that pause. And I'll do this, where I don't know if you can see that, but I'll do just the first letter of each word. And that's how I memorize.
Oh, my God. I did not even know that. That's how you did it.
Across. Yeah, if it's something that has to be exact, like if I were doing Shakespeare, that's how I would.
But I felt like Shakespeare was the easiest to memorize because it had such a specific.
It already has rhythm.
Yeah, like Perforce I must confess, I thought you a lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man abused should have another therefore. Oh no, oh that a lady of one man refused should have another therefore be abused. See, I can still remember Helena.
Yes.
Thank you.
The Queen. I did
the Queen. I did Shakespeare.
I don't even read it when I teach it, so I can't.
Love it. It's so good.
I just went and saw Shakespeare in the park. I saw Love's Labour's Lost. La, 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 la. Did you know that they did Griffith Park Shakespeare?
Yeah, I did.
Huh.
It's right by me. I should go see it.
And so, so you have a Monday to Friday sort of schedule, and you guys are just roll. You're not. Because you're not doing one episode, you're just going on to the next one when you're ready.
And we're on 5 days a week, right? So And the weirdest thing about this is the hardest thing that I find about soaps, or not hardest, it's the most frustrating thing, is that the writers write the soap, the episodes months in advance, from what I understand, and then they polish it before it's sent out to us. Then we shoot it. And it is very swiftly edited, and then it's put in the can, and it doesn't air for 9 months. So there is
What
a
a gestation period.
full year before
that's
the
like a baby.
writers who wrote that scene get to see what it looked like.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What's the reason for that? Are they just that far ahead in terms
They
of
have to be
production?
that far ahead, don't they?
They're that far. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they have to be, to be honest with you. I think
Is
they
it
can
cheaper that way to
probably
get that much
afford-
more?
I think
don't know.
so. And I also think that because it is on so regularly, if something were to happen, if they had to close down for, a pandemic, they could, and they could still keep the show on the air because they have so much backlogged material. But what makes that so frustrating is that, if I won't get feedback on my own performance, my own feedback, or an audience's feedback for a year, for 9 months. So I can't really self-correct.
That's like a movie.
I can't really say that. Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
guess it is. Yeah.
One other question then about, which is very specific, and I'm not sure I'm allowed to ask this, but I'll ask it. How did you can't change your body, face, hair? What are your parameters about that? How do they control that in terms of, because
Oh yeah. Well,
it could be
on
a week
contract.
long production,
Right.
maybe one day, right? In the actual
Yeah.
world of that. So you can't change yourself.
Right.
How do they?
Everything is.
I think like
our
for
producers are very fair and very reasonable, and so if you needed to change something, then you would talk to them about making sure that change happens on like the next day and not
Yeah,
like
that's what I
later
meant.
that afternoon or later in that scene. So as long as you don't make any dramatic changes that would screw with the storyline, they're pretty reasonable.
Yeah, but okay, so easy one is cut your hair. You don't cut your hair or touch your hair, right? They've got to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking you,
yeah.
Peter.
Oh yeah, they do that. Yeah. They do all of that for us.
But I'm saying you couldn't decide over the weekend. You know what? I want my
I'm
hair
going to dye
shorter.
my hair blonde, or I'm going to dye it.
You would not be allowed to do that.
No, but I mean, what a gift! Someone pays for my haircut.
Well, yeah, I
I'm
know.
not gonna,
You're looking at the
go out of
positive.
way
But I'm just saying that's an interesting thing to say. Like, you can't just on a whim do that.
No.
Be
Right,
like,
no.
I
mean, I know a cast member that unfortunately, I think that like a sibling or like a young niece or something was what had like clippers, and she actually accidentally clipped off his goatee, and so for the next couple episodes they had to like use a little piece.
yeah.
So yeah, they prefer it if you didn't,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with that. That's absolutely fine. Yeah.
I
It
was
looks
actually
good.
more, without being too personal, I thought it takes one day, maybe 3 weeks of shooting, right? The way, at least, I don't watch soap operas, but what I've seen, it could
It's
be
a
over
good
time.
point. It could be over time, certainly
And
for 2 weeks.
I'm a guy who struggles daily just to stay not fat. Like I'm right at the edge always of like being chubby and fat. And my doctor always goes like, you're according to the BMI or whatever the thing, you're on the obese level, but I think you probably just need to watch. So I'm always on that thing. So I think about if you're on camera every day, they don't want fluctuations of puffiness and whatever, and you always look fantastic. I'm just saying, I'm wondering who has
also,
does someone go
like,
in and go, hey, you're 3 pounds heavier today, and next week it's another 3 pounds, next week's another 3 pounds, and now
honestly, if
that didn't happen, okay. I'm just curious.
This is a visual medium.
Yeah,
This is a visual medium where, like, I'm not where traditionally soap people like are attractive, and they like getting their shirts off. So yeah, I think that is kind of part of it. I know that.
Oh, so it's implied more. They don't have to do it because everyone's very, very conscious.
Just take your shirt off right now.
Okay.
Just take your shirt
Let's
off right
just
now.
do it. Are you talking to me or to Peter?
Chris,
Peter.
Doctor, take your shirt off. Take your shirt off. Listen, show us your bruises.
I already
the
showed you. That was
bites.
hideous.
The bites.
And now I got bug bites all over me.
Melissa and Peterman. Melissa and Peterman. Melissa and in a